give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. Sing it with me. Give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. Here I am, here I stand. Lord, my life is in your hands. I am longing to see your desires revealed in me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. Take my heart, take my life, is a living sacrifice. All my dreams, all my plans, Lord, I place them in your hands. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. My life is not my home. To you I belong. I give myself to you. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself to you. So I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away.
Our guest speaker, Reverend Verona Garland. It's been a minute since you've been here.
Thank you so much, and good morning. It's great to be here. I was saying to Jin the last time I was here, it was Christmas. The time went by so fast. So today what showed up for me to share and to co-create together, and I say that co-creation part, I say it all the time, however, it's true. What I have here on my iPad and what Spirit pours through me is not the full picture, because the consciousness that all of us have in this room are co-creating whatever the message is that our heart is longing to hear. So thank you for being here to co-create along with me. The title today that came through me is Sacred Stasis, which is about, for me and for us, spiritual equilibrium and harmony. So before we get started, as you know, I always like to have a little giggle. So there was a 92-year-old man who went to the doctor. He wasn't feeling well, and so the doctor examined him, and the doctor gave him some advice, and so he left. So a few days later, the doctor was out and about in a park in their area, and he sees this 92-year-old man with a stunning, vibrant, young woman. And the doctor goes to him and says, "What are you doing? What's going on here? What's this about?" And the man says to him, "Well, when I came to you, I thought you told me, get a hot mama and stay cheerful." And the doctor says, "No, I didn't say that at all. I told you, you have a heart murmur. Be careful." So a little something to get us going. So sacred stasis, what could sacred stasis be? So of course I went for, not of course, but definitions is something that I love. And I think I may have shared with you in the past that my parents brainwashed all of my siblings and myself really well. The book we got to read every day was the dictionary. So I love words. And all of my siblings love words too, and my parents must have also. Anyway, stasis, sacred stasis, that's what showed up for me. What is the sacred? What is sacred? In what way would I or you or we define that? And for me, what showed up is something that is regarded with reverence, consecrated, devoted to a deity, or numinous. I love that word, numinous, because numinous is spiritual, surpassing all comprehension. Think about it. And that sacredness that I'm speaking of here, it knows itself in, through, and as each one of us. The only way the sacredness of the divine can be seen and known and experienced on the planet is through each and every one of us. That's really thrilling to me. I don't know if it is to you, but it is to me that's what the sacredness of the divine, how it comes through. And then stasis was the word I knew and loved, but stasis is a counterbalance. Stasis is equilibrium or symmetry. It's an equal influence. So, sacred stasis, for me, came out as numinous symmetry. That's what each of us is, numinous symmetry. So I'd like to tell you a story about what I think is numinous symmetry. I don't know if any of you know about, you probably do, Baccarat crystal. So Baccarat crystal is a crystal that's made in Europe, and it is absolutely, it was started in 1765. High-quality lead crystal, it is. It's made with artistry and craftsmanship, or craftswomanship, I'd like to say. It has unparalleled purity, and it is made by well-trained artisans. And the thing about Baccarat crystal is they're one-of-a-kind items. Like there's no, make a run of 10,000 of those. No, they're one-of-a-kind items. Maybe there are 100 of each item. Maybe there are 200. I'm not really sure about what it is. But pretty much one-of-a-kind items. And the reason I'm bringing up Baccarat crystal, because it embodies the aligning and harmonizing of the beauty of the divine before it even gets started. Like the artisans absolutely know what's going to happen with this blown glass before it even happens. Within themselves, they know it. It's about aligning and harmonizing with the divine. And then, of course, they end up with these beautiful pieces, vases, water glasses, wine goblets, all sorts of things. However, the main thing is that when they do this, they're embracing the earth, the air, fire, and water. And they're embracing them all rolled into one. So they're aligning and harmonizing with the divine, all rolled into one. Now, you may not think that about crystal. However, if you see a piece of Baccarat, you know. You can look at it, so many facets, the light, the way it sparkles on it, it is unparalleled and unsurpassed, which, by the way, those words apply to us, too. Unparalleled and unsurpassed. Each one of us is a bespoke, unparalleled, and unsurpassed expression of the divine. So the reason the Baccarat crystal story came to me, first because I love it, and I've had an opportunity to experience it in person at the factory, but also to own some of it, and it was something that my mother introduced me to, so it's special to me, is that this aligning and harmonizing. And in our lives, we can be the same aligning and harmonizing to bring the numinous symmetry to the world, because each one of us brings our own numinous symmetry to the planet. So how would I align? In what way would I align? So align for me means to join the universal order. That's how I align. I align with the divine by joining the universal order. And I align by participating in, embracing, and embodying all the gifts that I bring. That's how I would align, you would align, we would align. And Charles Fillmore says about aligning, if we align our thoughts and actions with the divine, fostering a state of holy unity, all is well. Think about it. If I align my thoughts and actions with the divine, fostering a state of holy unity, all is well. And this actually puts us into spiritual accord with the oneness of spirit. And as I say all these things, it's not something we are doing, it's something we are being. It's not something I have to do. It's not like, well, Reverend Verona, what do I do? How do I make this happen? You don't do anything. We don't do anything. We be. We be in alignment. We be in harmonization with the divine. And in the beingness, it's about our thoughts and our beliefs and our feelings and our principles and our practices. Our practices are very important. So the next part about harmonizing, aligning and harmonizing can mean to unify and to be in agreement with. So harmonizing, and the Science of Mind textbook, the big giant textbook, says the original spirit is harmony. Let that sink in for a minute. The original spirit is harmony. Beauty, truth, and everything that goes with the ultimate reality. The universe is not divided against itself. It will accomplish everything, and nothing can hinder it. Think about the world we live in today. And just know the universe is not divided against itself. It is accomplishing everything, and nothing can hinder it. So as these thoughts and processes came through me, I thought, okay, in what way can, in my humanness, since we are all spiritual beings having a human experience, in what way in my humanness can this come through? And what showed up is heart and head coherence, or head and heart coherence. So our heart space sometimes is known as the place where our true self lives. It has balanced responses, and it's the genuine intuitiveness of the divine within us. And you know, we all know this. I want to say it though again because I think it's such a wonderful discovery that there is a brain in our head and there's a brain in our heart. That our heart space brain is just as important as the one in our head. So that's about our heart space. And sometimes our head space, for me or some of us in our humanness, your head space can be a projection, or really my head space can be filled with the effects of life. And what do I mean by the effects of life? There's the cause, and then there's the effects. Like these gorgeous green chairs are an effect. But sometimes my head space can be filled with all sorts of, just what you prayed about, David, in the meditation, all sorts of beliefs and understandings and thoughts and group consciousness that may have nothing to do with my truth. However, it's in there in my head. If I allow my head to lead the way all the time, sometimes the truth or the authenticity or the purity of who and what I am or who and what we are, it may feel like it's slipping by the wayside. It may feel like that. So heart and head coherence is for us an opportunity to align and harmonize with the truth that we are, the absolute symmetry of the divine that each of us is. So heart and head coherence, there are some steps, of course. It just doesn't roll out of us. So the first thing for heart and head coherence is to cultivate mindfulness. And what do I mean by that? Meditate. And if meditation does not speak to you, contemplate. Be in the silence. Be in the stillness. The divine is waiting in the stillness for us to return to itself. Be in the silence. If you allow yourself to meditate and be in the silence, it's amazing what shows up. It's amazing the things that show up. If we commit to being in the silence, being in a place of mindfulness, and in that space of mindfulness, also being loving and gentle and kind to ourselves. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes my meditation it feels all jingling jangly because there's all sorts of things going on. However, if I allow myself with kindness, self-love, self-approval to absolutely cultivate mindfulness all the time. And I understand that sometimes, at least for my spiritual practices, I start out in the morning with a pretty long meditation, and then as the day goes by, it can get a little watered down. So I'm inviting us to meditate regularly, even if it's for 2 minutes. Even if it's to stop for 2 minutes. Even if what we call a stoplight can be a 30-second meditation phase. So, first thing. Second thing, check the course of your cruise control, which is check your awareness. Sometimes as I go about life, my cruise control is on, or my autopilot actually is what I call it, and I'm thinking things, and I'm believing things, and I'm being things that have nothing to do with my truth. I have several siblings, and one of my siblings, she knows everything there is to know on the planet, and she'll be happy to tell you that. Okay? She happens to be an elder sibling, so it's always been that way for me. And so when I talk to her sometimes, like when I call her, she lives in Chicago. When I call her, sometimes I have that already in my head. I'm an autopilot, or I'm in, cruise control. Oh, here we go again. She's going to tell me everything she knows and what I don't know, and la, 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 la. However, if I check it and be in a place of awareness, I speak to her on Sundays. Last Sunday, I checked it and was in a place of awareness, and we had the most loving and tender conversation. And she even said, I really appreciate and love who you are, which is not something that's always happened for us. So I got to check my autopilot or my cruise control before I embarked upon this regular conversation with someone who happens to be my blood relative, and I choose to make her my friend. So that's the second way. The third way is incarnate compassion, which means we have these body temples we're walking around in. Let your body be a vessel of compassion. That when someone cuts you off on the freeway or on the street where you're just about to make that light, the light goes green, it's turning yellow, and you're just going to make it, and somebody cuts you off, incarnate compassion. Allow your entire visceral response to be that of compassion. Of compassion, acceptance, approval, and even maybe some forgiveness sometime. So, how did these three things work out in my life? For my head and heart coherence. Cultivating mindfulness, checking the course of my autopilot or cruise control, and incarnating compassion. I have written a new book. The book is called Destination Freedom, Flying Out of Debt, and it's about my journey with debt. It's about the journey with debt when I was in more debt than I ever thought I was ever going to be able to pay back in my entire life. However, so also recently I was blessed to have cataract surgery. And cataract surgery, as we know now, is almost like getting a manicure. However, for me, I had some complications because I'm blessed to have the added in part to my eyes of glaucoma. And so my surgeon needs to do a bunch of other things when she does cataract surgery. And she did tell me, and now, Miss Garland, I need you to rest. Okay, she tells me this, like my book comes out on one week. I have the surgery the next week. She tells me this, I need you to rest, Miss Garland. I need you to rest for at least 3 weeks. And I said to her, you know me, why are you saying that to me? And she said, because it's the truth, I need you to rest. I said, I have a new book, it just came out, and resting is not part of the program. She said, and I love her because she said, well, which we all know in New Thought, well, it's your choice. So I had this thing going on for me for about 10 days where I wanted to get out and market my book and go to book signings and do this and do that and get it in all the bookstores of every place I go to speak and da-da-da-da-da. However, my body let me know to rest. I tried to do these things, and in all transparency, I want to share with you, I got shooting pains in the eye that had been operated on. And then it dawned on me, okay, how about some heart and head coherence? How about cultivating mindfulness, which meant I got to sit and meditate or simply be still. Just be still. I have this be still tattooed here on the inside of my wrist. And so I got to actually look at it, and for a change, what a concept, be it. Be still. The second thing I got to do was I got to check the course of my autopilot, because my autopilot or my cruise control was saying, you got to get out there and do something with this book, girl. You got to market, you got to do this, you got to do that. Even though my heart And my heart and head coherence, my heart knew just what I said earlier. It's not about doing anything. It's about being. It's about sharing the gifts I came with. And the third thing was I got to incarnate compassion, which I got to be compassionate with myself, which is sometimes the hardest thing. To be compassionate with myself and to say, it's okay that you were laying on the couch and reading and you woke up 2 hours later because you fell asleep. It's okay that you went to bed at 9 o'clock at night because your eyes are hurting, which means it's, your body is saying, we would like our best to heal, however, we need you to come along on the journey. We need you to say, yes, okay, I'm in. So, today I just want to challenge each one of you. I want to challenge each one of you to be sacred stasis, to align and harmonize with the divine that is already within us, already there, already in there saying, okay, here I am, let me out, let me out, let me out. The divine is in each one of us in its own subtle, magnificent, customized, bespoke way. And this happens with head and heart convergence. Cultivate mindfulness. Check the course of your autopilot or your cruise control. And when you check it, whatever you hear, accept it, bless it, send it on its way in love, and incarnate compassion in every thought, every action, every deed, and every endeavor. I have one question for you, easy question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, you're ready. All right. Then we're all ready, and here we go. Namaste.
Told me that you'd be my shepherd, leading me to streams of desert. I'd find I'd never want. But what about my wife and children? Would you really be provision? Can I stop worrying? There'll be I wanna live in abundance and live from abundance. I wanna live in abundance and trust your abundance. Yes, abundance. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. Show me how to share my riches, turn my life into an oasis, and give me graces undeserved. Teach me how to see you in a stranger, the face of God in my neighbor, and love me like a savior unreserved. And live from abundance. I wanna live in abundance and trust your abundance. Yeah, abundance. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I hear your sweet reply, my child, lift your eyes, see the sparrows, hear them sing. Don't I love you more than these? I wanna live in abundance and live from abundance. I wanna give in abundance and trust your abundance. Yeah, abundance, yeah, 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 yeah.